In this video, I'm going to show you how to adjust the reading settings in a chapter in your Kurzweil 3000 web version. So I have a chapter open on my screen right now, and to adjust the reading settings, I will come up to the upper left-hand side of my screen and click on the Audio Options button, which will open my Audio Options menu. First, you will see an area to adjust the voice, the reading voice. It will default to Heather in US English, but you can see if you click this drop-down arrow, you have many other choices for voices. If your reading material is in a different language, for example, Spanish, you can select the reading voice that corresponds with that language. I'm going to leave mine on Heather US English for this demonstration. Right underneath the voice is where you can adjust the speed at which Kurzweil will read to you. The default is normal. However, clicking the right-facing arrow will speed up the reading speed, and clicking the left-facing arrow will slow it down. I don't recommend changing the reading speed while Kurzweil is reading, which doing that can cause Kurzweil to glitch a little bit. So my recommendation is to pause the reading and then adjust the reading speed. And you can click the right-facing arrow or left-facing arrow multiple times to speed it up further or to slow it down further. There are many different speed choices. Moving over to the right-hand side of our audio options menu, you can see that the sentence selection under unit is selected by default. I recommend leaving this. What that means is that Kurzweil will highlight each sentence as it is reading. However, this is really customizable. If you prefer to have each word highlighted as it is being read, you can certainly select that, or line, or even, or even an entire paragraph. But that is really up to personal preference. Sorry, it keeps closing. Below that is mode, and for this one, most people opt to leave it on continuous. What this means is that when you start Kurzweil reading, it will continue to read until you tell it to stop. So again, most people like to have it continue to read as it's going. You can, however, opt to do self-paced, which will read each section at a time depending on what you've selected under unit. So if I picked self-paced here, it would read one sentence at a time until I tell it to continue. You can also have it read word by word if that is something that would be beneficial for you. Over on the left, the remaining items, usually most people leave them by, most people leave skip reading headers and footers off by default because they don't need to necessarily hear the page number. And then these speak as typing really more apply when you are typing within the Kurzweil program, which we'll cover in a future video. So if you're happy with all of the settings, then what you can do is come up to the top blue bar, and to begin reading, you can select where you want to start and then click the play button.
Body changes. In infancy, growth is so rapid and the consequences of neglect so severe that gains are closely monitored.
Okay, and I'm just going to pause it there. So you can see the speed that she was reading in, as well as the voice, and again, those are fully adjustable. You might also notice the color of the highlighting. That is changeable as well, which will be covered in another video. So I hope this was helpful, and please reach out to the DSS High Tech Center if you have any questions. Thank you.